Come on, Georgia. Georgia? Georgia, the senator barely said hello.
Oh, he spoke to you for at least 30 seconds when he came in. And don't contradict me. He said he has nothing to say at this time, and that's all he's going to say. Even if I sent you in the other room, that would all he would have to say. And kindly put that back where you found it.
Oh, Finelli's getting more than no comment. What am I going to tell my editor? Ryan only speaks to his relatives?
Miss, if you'd wait over there as I asked you to, over there.
Sure. Oh, mine's light, no sugar.
I suggest you all leave. Mr. Ryan will doubtless hold a press conference tomorrow. Senator Ryan's office. Yes, he is. No, not at all.
Miss Rothschild, I mean, please. He's charged with influence peddling and taking bribes.
Newspaper stories are not criminal charges. And a senator's office is not a cafeteria. If you have to rifle through garbage, please go out in the back alley. Oh, no, perfectly all right. Well, I'll check with him if you want to wait a moment. I am working. If you must stay, please wait in the hall. And close the door behind you.
Yeah.
You have a call from Owen Ross. I thought that's one you'd want to take.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. How's it going out there, Georgia?
Well, it's a bit of a jungle, but I'm managing. He's on line 3.
Thanks. It's Owen Ross. He's from the National Committee. He just might be calling to say they're in my corner, huh? Hello, Owen. Well, I've been trying to track you down. I wanted to explain to you what little I understand about this whole mess.
Yes, I think that's important. Would you be free in about an hour or so?
Well, sure. I didn't realize you were in New York already.
I flew up last night. I had breakfast with Hal Parnell. We'll both drop by, if that's all right.
That would be fine. Fine. Then I'll see you in an hour? Great. So long. Well, the mountain comes to Mohammed.
How did he sound?
Not half as grim as you do. Parnell's coming, too.
Oh, Frank, that's no good.
Why not?
I'm gonna get rid of these people. They can't see Ross at Parnell.
Bobby, did it ever occur to you that maybe he's coming over on behalf of the National Committee to issue me a vote of confidence?
Oh.
What? Well, how about you, Jack?
Yeah, it occurred to me, but I think you better expect the worst. Then if you're prepared for that, you may have a pleasant surprise.
I am aware of it. Believe me, I've looked at it. But what I expect, especially from people who know me, is to treat me decently.
Because we're all basically decent creatures.
If I didn't believe that, I'd be in another line of work. In fact, I'd be a
newsman. How'd he get this far with his ideals intact?
All I know is they're gonna kick him out of Washington over my dead body. Now, you hear that racket out there? I got a good mind to take a key, lock that door, throw a key.
Shh, Bobby.
What?
I can't hear, okay?
Oh.
Yes, Georgia.
Oh, it's about these reporters. Will you have any time to speak to them?
Just a brief statement and a few moments for some questions.
Move or I'm hanging up. I just want to know for sure so that I can tell them. No!
Bobby! Oh, Mr. Ryan, I've been waiting since 9 o'clock. Would you please take a few minutes now
Honey,
and
this is
talk
family
to us?
business. Family
Yes.
business, please. Come on. Honey, what's going on?
Bobby, help me. Please do something!
Delia, what is it? It's not Little John.
No, it's me. I want to talk to you alone, please.
Okay, honey, keep your voice down. We're gonna go outside, you guys.
Hey, you sick?
Yes, I'm sick, and what do you care? Nobody cares.
Oh, now, honey, come on. Don't talk to anybody, anyway.
Mr. Reed, will the senator say anything in his defense?
Is his silence in effect a guilty plea?
No, it is not. We'll have a statement for you later. Thank you. Excuse me.
I know Frank's in trouble, but I am too, Bobby, and you're the only person I can tell. It's gone, everything.
Honey, slow down a second. What is gone?
My money.
Your commodities fell?
Oh, it didn't just fall, Bobby. Maeve said bananas, and I bought bananas, and I didn't listen to my broker, and he was right, and Maeve was wrong. Why am I being punished? I haven't been bad.
Oh, Delia, wait a second. That's over $100,000. You lost all of that?
Yeah, everything.
Oh, my.
Half today and half yesterday. I'm poor. It's like I'm 8 years old and Mama's sick and Daddy's gone and I don't have any money.
Dee, stop it. You're a grown woman. You got your head on straight. You're going to be okay. Now, honey, it's bad, but you can pick up the pieces.
No, I don't think so, really, Bobby. Not by myself.
Roger will help you.
No, he won't. He'll walk out if I say one word that's not about him. He's mad, barely speaking to me now because he thinks I don't pay attention to him. And how can I if I feel like I'm dying? I'm just gonna be poor, hopeless, dumb Delia again, and that's the same as being dead. And I can't go back to that.
Honey, you can't go back to that because you've grown so much. Now, I'm sorry about you and Roger. I didn't know about that, but I'm here. I'll help you. I will.
You will?
Sure.
It's not too much to ask. You don't hate me for coming to you when I'm all crazy?
Oh, no, come on, come on.
I love you, Bobby. You're the best brother. I don't know what I'd do without you.
Dee, what did you mean exactly by helping you out?
I guess, just a little boost till I get started again.
Mm-hmm.
I won't even need that much.
Okay.
Just a few thousand. And I can pay you back next week, maybe even commodities.
No, no commodities. I'm not loaning you money to get back into that.
Well, I thought you understood. If I have to live on handouts from Roger.
Delia, you're a smart person. You got a business sense. You don't have to gamble to make a living.
If I have to scrape money into envelopes, this much for food and this much for rent.
Honey, you don't pay rent.
Bobby, if I have to do that, I'll kill myself. I mean it, I swear. I haven't felt like this in a long time. Not since I took the sleeping pills.
Now, one thing that you're not going to do, you are not going to kill yourself. Now, one thing you might do, you might reinvest in commodities, but not with my money. Now, honey, I got to get back in there and take care of these reporters. Okay? I want you to call Dr. Pagano. Now, don't be so act like that. There's the phone. Call Dr. Pagano.
Well, maybe I'll call my broker, except he makes me scared a little.
Honey, call your psychiatrist.
The one I really want is Maeve.
Don't do that, dear. She's got enough on her mind already. I'll talk to you later.
We can take this up to the parlor if you'd like. I don't know much what goes on in an FBI interview. Do we need to be in a room where you can close the door?
No, the kitchen's fine, so long as it's relatively private.
Well, it generally is at this hour. Please, sit down.
When did you first hear about your son's interest in the vice presidency?
The first word we had, any of us, about the vice presidency was that some man in New Hampshire had formed some committee.
And Mr. Ryan had never planned to go into higher office, so far as you knew.
Well, Frank is a very new senator, and he wants to and needs to finish out his term. He was very pleased, mind you, that he was known outside of the state. They told him that it was a grassroots movement, and he took that at face value. But he also announced that he was not going to run.
What do you make of the situation he's in now?
As they say in the movies, he was framed.
Why?
I don't know. I was praying that you people were going to figure that one out, and quickly.
We're trying. One thing I know so far, Mr. Ryan has many friends and few enemies. Who comes to mind when you think about that? Enemies.
You know, Mr. Hammond, if I could know who tricked Francis and who has surrounded him with all these lies, believe me, I would name names. But as it is, I can only guess. And that, to me, is very close to slander, and that upsets me very much.
This is hard on you. I know. I don't mean to make it worse.
Thank you, but I'm sad and worried for a lot of other reasons today. Francis is not my only child. So, please, you aren't bothering me. Just go ahead.
You're not expected to accuse anyone, Mrs. Ryan. This is a standard question asked at every interview. Who might be out to hurt the senator? Who's angry at him? Who might want revenge?
Well, I'm sure you know as well as I, there's Mrs. Woodard and Dr. Bolak, but Seneca, of course, would take a swing at Francis, but he certainly wouldn't ever connive a plot. No, I don't believe that he could possibly be involved in this.
And Mrs. Woodard, would you believe it of her?
Yes, but for reasons that I couldn't possibly support in a court of law.
Okay. Now, think about a different attitude. One that could be part of caring about Mr. Ryan. A friend could feel this way, someone very close.
What is this attitude?
It's this. For his own good, his own happiness, he ought to get out of politics. Do you know anyone who might feel that way and have that point of view?
There are several people I could name that would like to see my son go at a slower pace and have a little more privacy in his life. I'm one of them, for heaven's sakes. And little John is another. That's his son.
Is Jillian Bolak another? Let me put it this way. Has Mrs. Bolak ever said to you, or within your hearing, that she wants Senator Ryan to get out of politics?
Jillian would never make that demand from Francis.
Well, if not a demand, a strongly felt statement. Has she told you he'd be better off out of Washington?
Well...
No. Does she wish that for him and herself in the future?
Sometimes, yeah. You know, it's a very public life, Mr. Hammond, and Jillian values her. You know, you've got me very confused at this moment. I thought we were talking about people that would hurt my son. Why are we discussing a woman that loves him?
Well...
Oh, sorry. Mr. Hammond. Shall I wait in the bar?
No. I'm about finished for now. It wasn't so bad, was it?
Well, I still don't understand that last...
Don't worry about it. Thanks for the tea. Mr. Finelli? Bye now. We'll keep in touch.
You okay?
I honestly don't know.
What do you mean, you don't understand?
That man was suggesting that Jillian could be behind all this trouble. Now, how in the world could he mean that?
Hi, it's Delia. I was wondering if you would have time to talk to me this morning. Ever since I saw the paper,
Of course I have time for you. And I am really sorry, Delia. I tried to reach you at home a little while ago. Listen, why don't you get in a cab and come right down to my office?
Well, I don't know what we'll talk about. I have some ideas, sort of, but the money's all gone. Oh, Mr. Fox.
Delia, where there's a will, there's a way. Now, I still consider you my most important client. So please, come talk to me. We'll get to work on your ideas. I have a few myself.
Okay, I'll come right over then. And thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. You just made it through your first FBI interview. Maeve, in the beginning, they suspect everybody, including you.
But the way he kept pressing me about Jillian, asking me if she wanted Frank out of politics, if she'd ever said anything.
Look, when Hammond interviewed me, he pushed about Bob. I also happen to know that he spent 3 hours with Jill, and he probably asked her about me. That's the way they do it. They have to cover all bases.
Oh, Jack, I hope you're right. I really do. But, I mean, of all people, Jillian. Thank you. I mean, you may be responsible for whatever little sanity I have this morning. You've probably noticed I'm a bit of a wreck.
Under the circumstances, I'd say you're doing very well.
Yes. Well, you don't even know the circumstances, man. This is something we haven't even told the family. Patrick came up with a surprise last night. He came by to tell us that he was moving.
Where?
He was following Nancy Feldman off to San Antonio, Texas. Yeah, we're supposed to send his things to him as soon as he finds a place. He went with no firm job offer, except that there is an opening on the staff there at the hospital, and he happens to know the chief resident because they went to school together. He took the midnight plane last night. He's already there.
Good Lord.
Yeah, good Lord, take care of the two of them. I mean, Nancy doesn't even know he's coming.
Well, suppose she didn't want him to follow her.
He said that he was only going to sign a year contract and that he would talk to her first. How am I supposed to absorb all of this? I mean, Lord, if someone told me that the sky was falling in, I'd probably believe them. My Patrick gone. Siobhan is depressed as I've ever seen her. I mean, she tells me that it's over with Joe. Francis, and now Jillian, a suspect.
Would it help if I told you Frank's in good shape? I just came from his office.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Of course, it's bedlam over there, but he's terrific. I finally had to leave because I was losing my facade.
What facade?
The tough newsman. I kept wanting to hug him and apologize and bust a few of my fellow reporters in the mouth.
What are you talking about, apologize? You're not speaking of breaking that story. I mean, what other choice did you have, Jack?
I still feel rotten about it. That's why you didn't see me around here yesterday.
Well, you handled it very well. You were more than fair. And let me tell you, that is a direct quote from your beloved father-in-law.
You're kidding. No. That is indeed a miracle. Hey, maybe that's the beginning of a string of them. Frank will be just fine.
Thank you for clearing out those people. Mr. Ross and Mr. Parnell are here.
Fine, show them in.
Gentlemen?
Owen, how are you? Good to see you.
Nice to see you, Frank. Oh, Bob.
Oh, Mr. Parnell, you remember Bob Reed?
You know, Mr. Reed,
Hal
Parnell, that's right.
Well, we may as well get right down to it. Gentlemen, it's a tough situation.
Well, how's it going today, Frank? Any new developments?
Well, the FBI is still investigating it, but they haven't cleared up anything yet. The press has been beating down my door, but we're doing what we can on our own. Jack Finelli is digging through things. Bob here is making calls.
So we heard.
Well, I think it's important that the people we're dealing with closest in the party realize firsthand how Frank is going to handle this. I don't want them reading it in the newspapers, except maybe Jack Finelli's stuff.
Which wasn't too encouraging to start with.
That's true, Owen. Obviously, I can't keep saying that I did not sell out to NLW Industries, that I did not take any of their money, and that I did not endorse Raymond Leclerc for that federal commission. I'm clean, I'm innocent, Owen, et cetera, et cetera. Now, what I need is for the FBI to move fast. I need proof.
As you also need every friend you can get, right?
Oh, and you ought to tell them that we're here as representatives.
Yes. Well, of course, we're here as friends, Frank. But we're also authorized to speak for the National Committee.
Good. Now, what does the National Committee say?
Well, they're with you. That you need action fast. They're pretty worried about that.
Well, if they got any ideas, I mean, we are open to suggestions.
Yeah, we have one.
Huh?
Don't call people like George Folling.
Would you mind telling me why not?
When did you call Foley?
This morning. I figure he's the perfect type of person to break the news to the press or put in a good word. I mean, he's respectable.
Yeah, well, he's also very sensitive about pressure. You see, asking him to stand with Frank at this particular moment puts him in a very difficult position. He doesn't know whether or not
he knows Frank. He knows Frank is honest. After the union negotiations this spring, he said that Frank was the most principled man he'd ever met. That's all I want him to say.
Now, Bob, that's hardly a fair request.
Oh, it's fair. It's fair. It's fair unless you think Frank is guilty.
Now, wait a minute, Bob. Nobody said that. Nobody. It's just that,
Owen, what exactly are you saying? Are you saying you believe that I took bribes and sold out for a crack at the vice presidency?
No, of course not, Frank. Now, look, we all know that promises are made and actions made without our really knowing about it. I mean, believe me,
Now, wait
we
a
understand.
second. What is going on
Relax,
here?
Bobby,
Is this how you support the most promising man on your team?
Relax, Bobby. You gentlemen are here to tell me something on behalf of the National Committee. Now, I want to know what.
Okay, Frank. You're on your own till you clear this thing up. You can't involve the party because there's too much danger that you might drag us down with you. Now, George Folling can't go out on the limb for you. Nobody can. The accusations against you are much too strong.
So he's guilty. You just washed your hands of the whole thing.
No, Bob. Not that at all. But we think that you're fighting for your life.
Possibly a losing battle. And your attitude certainly doesn't help.
Well, I'd hate to tell you what's really on my mind.
Hello. I must look terrible. I haven't been able to stop crying.
No. You look beautiful. Beautiful, but so unhappy. Come here. Come on. Just let it out. You just let it all out.
What if the perfect guy for you is in LA, or DC, or New York City? Get ready to take a holiday, a new original reality series, all new this Wednesday at 10 on SoapNet.